Hey, my name is David. This is Jared. We're from Vedder Holsters, and today we're here to talk about the 9 considerations of concealed carry.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree.
All right, so point number 1, we're talking about the morning routine. Morning routine is very important because that sets up your whole day. You got to make your bed. I'm just joking. We're talking about EDC. EDC, we're talking about the gun primarily. That's what we're here for. And so for your gun, you're going to need a holster, you're going to need a gun belt, you're going to make sure you want to have the proper clothing. And for me personally, I wear the same clothes all the time, so my clothes are already prepared to carry a gun. I usually carry with a full Kydex holster, a Vedder holster, you know, because we're Vedder. And I usually carry appendix most of the time. And my gun that I grab is already in a safe. It's fully loaded, but not in the holster because I also use that gun for home defense. So I think that's it. Oh, and I use a gun belt, Vedder leather. Yeah. So what about you?
I'm the same way. I usually either use the Cobra or the V3. I'm not a huge fan of leather gun belts, but I dress the same with most of the time cargo shorts or board shorts and a graphic t-shirt, so I don't really have to dress around what I carry. My gun always goes right into my nightstand, loaded in the holster, so in the morning when I get up, all I do is I grab the whole package, tuck it in either appendix or 3 o'clock, and I'm good to go.
Next up is evening routine. It makes sense to come right after morning routine because it's very similar, right?
Yeah.
It's just backwards. So when I get home, I know some people, they like to keep their gun on all day, but for me, when I'm home, I'm comfortable. I like to take my gun off and keep it nearby, but in a safe space, especially because there's kids around. So I know that some people, they like certain belts to help them they can get comfortable easier. I still stick with my leather belt and just take the gun off, keep it loaded, put it in the quick access gun safe. And for me, that's satisfactory. And that's like when I first get home from work, so it's not like I'm waiting for shower time or anything like that. What about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same with me. Unless I know I'm going somewhere within the next like 20, 30 minutes after I get home, I just unclip the holster, put it in my nightstand so it's there for the next day and it's there for overnight if anything goes bump in the night. And other than that, that's pretty much my nighttime routine with it. So the next one we're going to move into is can you conceal carry at work? Now, obviously for us, it's pretty much encouraged to conceal carry at work, but depending on your job and your state and your boss, it may be a little bit different for you, but generally speaking, yes, I do carry at work.
Yeah, when I was in the military, I did carry at work, but not concealed because it was part of my job, but if I was ever on base not doing official duty, you were not allowed to carry concealed. So in some jobs, especially government, you won't be able to find an opportunity to carry concealed legally. Next up is gym carry. Throughout the day, you're probably going to find yourself wanting to go to the gym. And when you do, what do you do with your concealed carry gun? Some people leave it in the locker. Some people just wear it while they're workout. And some people might want to put it in like a bag, maybe a fanny pack or a backpack that they have with them. I'm more of a fan of the locker. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely usually just put it in the locker, make sure I have my own personal lock on there and it's secure and everything like that. I know some people use fanny packs, chest rigs or something like that, so it's on them when they're working out, but just for me, I mean, I don't even like having my phone in my pocket when I'm working out. I like to set it somewhere just because, especially when I'm doing cardio, I don't want it smacking against my leg and moving around, stuff like that. Another option I know some people do is they actually just leave it in their car. They either have a safe in their car or they lock it in their glove box. Either way, if you're going to do that, it would definitely make sure that you're parked in a secure area first off, and that the firearm is secure. That way, nobody has incentive to break in if they see a gun handle sticking out in your passenger seat or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So moving to the next one, concealed carry while driving. Me personally, whether or not I'm carrying appendix or 3 o'clock, depending on the gun I'm carrying that day, I always leave it on me. I don't have to adjust it, I don't have to move it anywhere, unclip it and put it in my glove box or anything, which I know some people do, but for me, it's comfortable. I just keep it where it's at. My belt and my holster help keep it secure where it needs to be the entire drive, and I don't have any discomfort. I've been on 4-hour plus drives with it, and it's never been an issue with me.
Yeah, I'm a bit different. I still, when I'm going around town or something like that, I'll keep the gun on. But when I'm going like a long distance, like across the country or in other states, across the country, I'll take the whole holster off and put it like in the door or something like that. So I still have easy access to it, but not pushing up against my belly. So that's about it.
So next part about this is something that's gonna come across you pretty much every day, and that's going to the bathroom while concealed carrying. Whether or not you're in your house, at your office, out in a restaurant or something like that, it's something that you probably don't think about until you're in that situation. With me personally, I try to find an area that is enclosed and that there's not a lot of people, because if I am going to, take my pants down or anything like that, I want to make sure that I have someplace to put my gun that's secure, that I can easily access it and nobody else can see it or reach it or whatever. I wouldn't advise putting it on the floor. Usually there's some type of stand or something like that, maybe even on the sink or on the back of the toilet or whatever. But yeah, usually with that, I don't really have a problem with it. It's just making smart choices about where you're putting it if you're going to take it off of your pants.
Yeah, always be considerate of how your gun's being. Some people keep it on their pants, some people take it off. Yeah. If you're going to take it off, make sure it's pointed the right safe direction. Keep all your gun safety rules in place. A couple of tips that I've known over time, because in the military, you got your gun with you all the time, and you find about people do end up leaving their gun. So you want to make sure to remember your gun. So 2 ways I've always remember your gun is: one, if you're going to have to take your pants down, put the gun, and you're going to take the gun off, put it right there in the center of your pants. The other thing is, like, if let's say you take it off and you put it like on a shelf or something like that, like take your hat off, put it there with it. You won't walk out without your hat on, right?
Yeah.
I hope not, anyways. Not me. Next up, restaurants. If you're hungry throughout the day while you're carrying, you're probably going to find yourself at a restaurant. Mostly the only consideration that I ever have to consider is whether or not the place that has like 50% of their business is being generated through alcohol serving.
Yeah. At least here in the state of Florida, it's
Florida. Yeah, so in Florida, if you're at some restaurants have like a bar section, you might not be able to go inside of that bar section while you're carrying, but you can eat. You can be at other parts of the restaurant. Same thing with me. I usually, if I'm carrying and I don't want to leave it in my car or anything like that, I just sit away from the bar. So that's really all there is to it. Yeah, and if it's like a sports bar, you might just want to avoid that, just to avoid any questions, because there's probably like tons of alcohol being there.
Yeah.
Already, just throughout the whole place. If it's got the word bar in it, I would just avoid it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since we talked about restaurants and bars, I want to talk about like nightlife. If you're going out on the town with like some family or girlfriend or something like that, what kinds of things should you avoid?
Yeah.
Some states it's illegal to drink alcohol while you're concealed carrying. I know that's a lot of fun that people have when they're going out at night. In Florida, it's not illegal to drink while you're carrying. I wouldn't recommend it. I tend to avoid drinking any alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, same here. And you also kind of want to think about what you're going to be doing, because for a lot of people, you got on a date night, you may go to dinner and a movie and mini golf or something like that. So you want to kind of have that sequence of events in your mind and like, well, I can carry at these 2 places, but I probably shouldn't carry here. So does that mean you just don't carry that night, or does that mean you leave it in your car? That's ultimately up to you, but it's best to just know all of your local and state laws before planning your night out if you're going to be carrying.
Yes. Next up, errands. There's going to be some places that you have to go throughout the day that you may not be able to carry your gun. If you got a ticket the other day, you got to go pay it. The place that you have to go to, the courthouse, you might not be allowed to carry a gun. Most definitely not be allowed to carry a gun.
Same thing with the post office. Like if I know that I have to go to the post office, I make sure that that's like the only thing I'm doing at that time, because I'm not going to have my gun with me. But if I'm going grocery shopping and stuff like that, I'm always carrying during those times.
Yeah, other gun-free zones. You just have to know for your state or federal laws where you can and can't carry a gun, and make those a part of your considerations.
Yeah.
Surprise! We have a bonus. What's the bonus?
Bonus is going to be concealed carrying while traveling.
We don't mean driving. Well, I mean, you could be driving.
Could be driving, could be flying, whatever you want
Any
to do.
of those things. Yeah. So when you're traveling through driving, I'll take driving, you take flying.
All right, sounds good.
When you're driving, you might want to consider the different laws in the different states you might be traveling through. Some states might not allow you to conceal carry at all while driving. You might have to keep your weapon in the trunk or something. So you want it. And whenever you get to somewhere, if you're going to go to a place like a restaurant, you just need to know the laws of all the states you're going to be traveling through, and the reciprocation laws.
Yeah, and the reciprocation goes with flying as well. Obviously, you don't want to fly into a state that doesn't allow whatever you're bringing in, but the main thing is you should not carry at an airport. Definitely call ahead if you don't know. With TSA, they have a very specific procedure with specific specifications on what box you put it in and how you check your firearms in. But yeah, carrying at an airport is definitely a no-go. You are going to have to check them in to fly.
Yes, check your gun in. And the ammo as well.
Yep.
So that is a wrap. We've covered everything and gave you a bonus. We recommend stopping by VedderHolsters.com to find yourself a really cool t-shirt, maybe even a holster and a belt, so that you can carry much better throughout your daily routines. VedderHolsters.com.
Yeah.
Today.